Hey guys, this is Adam Angelona at RIDEBEER.com. I'm going to show you how to choose the correct dropper seat post for your bike. I'm on the KindShock page right now, and the first thing I look for is the cable routing. And there's three different types. You've got the kind that mount to the bottom of the seat post like this one. Unfortunately, it covers it up a little bit when I hover over it, but you can see it at the bottom. This one mounts at the base of the travel. Okay, and then there's the kind that mount at the clamp. All right, so you say, how do I know which one I want? Well, let's look at a couple different bikes. The Kona has an internal routing. The grommets, or not grommets, the Brazons allow you to run it internally. There's a hole there. It's all set up. So this bike is made that you can run an internal cable routing. The advantage to that is it's cleaner, and it's not anywhere near no hoops or anything that's going to be in the way of the shock. Okay, now let's look at this. So here's a 2013 stump jumper, and you say, well, I just randomly picked that. But if you look at it, it mounts at the clamp. Now here's the problem, and you can even see that the routing is in the way of the shock. So when this seat post goes down, the housing is going to go down, and this hoop is going to extend down, and so that's going to rub on your shock, and it's just going to be a wear point. So I really don't like it. I mean, you might not have much trouble in a hardtail, but anytime that stuff's interfering, I'd try to avoid that. So, but it doesn't have an internal routing option. So that's where, if it were me, I would opt for the mount that's at the base of the travel here. Okay, that way you're still gonna have your cable routing where it's supposed to be, but the housing will remain stationary on the bike as the seat goes up and down. Okay, once you figure out how you're gonna route the cable, you need to figure out the seat post diameter. Okay, some companies are easier to figure that out than others. Kona is one of those easy companies. Like, it's right there. Seat post 31.6, no problem. Specialized, I haven't been able to find it. Now sometimes you can go over to Google and just type in seat post diameter for 2013 stump jumper. I've done it for Norco, and it came right up. There was a PDF of an owner's manual, but I'm still not finding it on these. So to be absolutely sure, sometimes you can pull the seat post out of the bike and you can read the number off of it. But the best way, if you can't do it, is to get one of these calipers, and you can pick these up at Lowe's or someplace, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money on them. Anything will be pretty accurate, but I would recommend something with a digital readout unless you actually know how to read these calipers, because they're a little tricky. All right, but that's worth every penny, because it's you need to know the exact number. You can't do it with a tape measure. All right, so now you know the type of cable routing, and you know the type of the diameter. So let's talk about seat posts a little bit in general. Like, now it's like, you're going to kind of need to figure out how long and how much travel you need. Well, the first thing that I look at is, I don't like these I don't like these at all. Okay. It just would avoid it if you can afford it. The only thing it is, you're going to save a little bit of money, but they're heavy, and it's just going to cause you problems. The only advantage really to having, these, if you have the option for the integrated, go for it. But if you think that you might, sometimes, like if you're in a rental shop, or if you have to, for some reason, you may have to take your seat post in and out a lot, this is going to be a little bit easier for you, because you can basically just unclamp it and pop it out of the bike, and you can put it back on and swap it around and all that. This one takes a little more. I mean, once it's in there, you're not really going to want to fool with it. You're going to want to leave it alone. So if you move your seat post up and down a lot, or you remove your seat post a lot, or you travel, or whatever your situation is that you might be removing it, this is a really good way to go. Okay. But, I also look for 2 bolt clamps. Okay. If I'm, if it comes on a bike, it comes on a bike. But if I'm buying one, I'm not buying this lever because I don't want to take my hands off the handlebar. Okay, and I don't want this housing issue. So, and I don't want a single bolt clamp. Okay, if these teeth get worn or something's not exactly right and they strip out, that's pretty much the end of the seat post. So I like a double bolt clamp system, and quite honestly, I'm really a big fan for the price and for the money. I'm a big fan of this LEV or the LEV Integra. That's basically my two favorite choices, just for the price and for what they are. But now you have to figure out what length. So you go back over here and you say, well, let's say that we're going with this one where it's a 31.6, since we know what it is. And generally speaking, small, medium, large. Okay, I'm not really sure. This is an intermediate size that's provided, which is a little bit longer overall with shorter travel. Not sure exactly where that would be favorable, but because I would try to go here or here. But let's say you're 6 foot tall, 34-inch inseam, you ride a large bike, you're a 31.6, you're probably going to try to go for this 435 with 150 millimeters of travel. Okay, now if you're 5'8" and you're on a large, you're probably going to want to go with this. It can happen. You may have really long torso and short legs. So this is something that you can do to help. You don't want it too long, because like if you look at these bikes, all of them have this little bend in it. So depending on the size of the bike, you need to basically measure the overall length of the seat post and make sure that it goes in far enough so that you're not above the minimum insertion line, but you're also will go down far enough so that it's not bottoming out. And that's just by taking the whole overall length. Okay, you're going to take the overall length, 435, minus the travel, 150, and that gives you 285. So to give you an idea, 25.4 in inches, that's 11 inches. So, there's a foot left. So you have to figure out where that's going to fit. All right. So, I would measure the total length of it sticking out, and that would be the first place to start. And you should be able to figure it out from there. All right. So hopefully that helps you guys figure it out. You're looking for you need to check your cable routing. You need to figure out the seat post diameter, and you need to figure out the overall length, the travel length, and then the minimum insertion length. And that should get you straightened out. So, all right, guys, appreciate it. Don't forget to check us out at RIDEBEER.com. Okay, we have a contact form. If you have anything you'd like for me to review or go over, I'm always open to that, and you can fill out this form here. It's adam@ridebeer.com, or you can just leave a comment and we'll check it out. All right, guys, thanks.